Okay, looks like we're recording. Hi everyone, my name is Sharon Muniz. If you have not met me yet, I am one of the Diamond leaders on Team Ignite. So I want to say thank you for joining. If you are joining live, we've got these lovely ladies here that you can see. And if you're watching the recording, then thank you for taking some time to participate in this training and rock your business. That's why we're all here in this Rising Diamonds group. So super excited to share with you guys a little bit about confidence, because confidence is something that is part of my journey and part of my struggle. And I don't know, raise your hand if you've had confidence issues either before you started or as you've been becoming a coach. If confidence has been something that you've battled or been trying to get better on, see, it's super common. And I think even if we're rock stars in certain areas of our life, like maybe you have a career that you went to school for and you feel like you are a badass at, being a nurse or whatever your job is, when you start coaching and you start working within this team, you still feel a little out of your element, right? Because you're doing something new and something you're not used to. And so I'm going to talk a little bit today about being confidently you, and you'll see how that will really impact your business. So I'm not going to share my screen because it's not all that exciting. So just go ahead and either listen, take some notes. I can share the slides later if you guys would prefer that. But I'm trying to figure out here how I can. Okay, there we go. Okay, so first let's talk about what is confidence, right? Like we all kind of have the idea of what it is, but do we really understand what it means to be confident? And there's a difference between confidence and arrogance, right? Because you all know those kind of people who come across as arrogant, that they know everything and that they're the best at everything. And that's not the kind of confidence I'm talking about. It's totally cool to own and be proud of everything you are and everything you've done. But it's not about being the best coach or the best meal planner or, the most fit person who can do, the longest plank or the most push-ups or anything like that. It's not what I'm talking about when it comes to confidence. When I think of confidence, I think of it as being comfortable in your own skin and caring more about your mission than about what other people think about you. And that's really important, because when you are not feeling confident, a lot of the time it boils down to fear, and fear of what other people are thinking. And we'll get into that a little bit more later on in the call. You also want to think about confidence as knowing, deep down, knowing who you are and what you bring to the world, and being excited about sharing that. And that goes for beyond Beachbody. That just goes for being confident in yourself in life. It's knowing deep down who you are as a person, what you stand for, and what you do bring to the world. Let's see. So right now, hopefully you guys have a notebook or pen and paper or something like that. Go ahead and write down on a scale of 1 to 10 where you are at with your overall confidence. You don't have to share it with the group. Just write it down for yourself as a note. This is where I'm at on June 22nd. And some areas of your life might be a different number. Like you might be super confident in your ability to throw a kick-ass party, but maybe you're not as confident with public speaking. So different areas are going to have a different score, but try to think of your overall confidence level. And the goal is going to be to kind of up your game and boost that confidence so that that overall level rises. So we want to get as many areas of our life fired up and more confident so that that number goes up. And if your number that you wrote down just now is not at a 10, this is something you need to address. This is something you need to work on. This is something that is a work in progress for me. And I'll be honest, the score is different from day to day. There's some days where I'm like, heck yeah, I'm at like a 9.2. And then there's other days where I'm like, no, I'm more at like a 2.9. And that's okay. That's part of the journey. But let's talk about trying to spend more of our time in that 8, 9, 10 range and not on the bottom of the scale. So let's talk a little bit about how do you grow your confidence then. So we've already identified where we're at and probably all want to increase that number, right? But how do we do that? So the first thing is that you have to know who you are and take this opportunity to as an exercise, because it's going to change from month to month and year to year. So this is an exercise you can repeat as often as needed. But brainstorm, what do you like? What do you dislike? What are your values? What's your family like? What are your life circumstances? What past experiences do you have? What hopes do you have? What are your fears, struggles? What successes have you had in life? What traits define you? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You really have to have a good foundation and understanding exactly who you are before you can even feel confident with who you are. And another way to do this is to seek feedback from trusted other people. They can be your spouse or your significant other. It can be a family member or a friend or one of us on the team that you trust. And ask them questions. What do you think are my 3 best qualities? Or what are 3 of my biggest pet peeves? Or what is one area that I am very weak in? I mean, seek that honest feedback and use that as sort of a gauge to say, okay, I agree with that. Because a lot of times we'll say we don't know something about ourselves, but as soon as somebody else says something, we automatically either agree or disagree. Am I right? Someone will say, oh, you're like this. And you think, well, no, I'm not. Or, oh, yeah, she's right, I totally am. And so sometimes in order to kind of hone in on what your opinion is of yourself, you use other people as sort of a mirror to reflect back to you. And then write it down. Don't just like brainstorm in your head and think, okay, yeah, what do I like? I like chocolate chip cookies and, you know, I don't think it's okay to kill people. Like, that's me. Okay, it's a good start, but write it down. Use a journal, use a notebook, use a Word doc, use your phone, and be honest with yourself. You're not applying for a job and trying to look perfect. No one else has to see this. And like, for example, have you ever been sucked into watching a TV show or going to see a movie because everybody's talking about it and everybody loves it? Like, everyone talks about The Walking Dead, okay? I've never watched it, but I feel like FOMO, like I'm missing out because I don't watch The Walking Dead. Well, if you do watch The Walking Dead, but you don't really see what the thrill is, but you watch it anyway because everyone else does, don't write down that you like The Walking Dead, right? Like, be honest and say, is this really what I like? Or is this what I'm expected to like? Or is this kind of, you don't want to think about things that are sort of iffy or don't fully define you. Capture what you truly are and what you truly believe when you think about it deep down. Like, I like to say that, you know, I'm someone who likes to be on time. If I'm honest with myself, yeah, I would like to be on time. I am not someone that runs on time. Val knows this. I am late all the time, except to this call, which is a miracle. But who I am is not somebody that is on time at this point in my life. Now, hopefully a few months from now, I'll have strengthened that part of who I am. But for now, I'm not someone that runs on time. So I'm not going to put punctual on my list of who I am, because that's not who I am, okay? So be honest with yourself, okay? The second way, besides knowing who you are to growing your confidence, is knowing your mission. Jennifer Carpenter did an awesome training on this at our Fit Force spring training camp. And I don't think Abby's posted those videos in the group yet. I messaged her today to ask her if she had an idea of when those were going to go up, because that training was amazing. And she had such a good message about getting down to the heart and knowing your life mission and your mission within Beachbody. If you're doing the 81 class from Who Knows a Guy Fitness, there's probably a bunch of you who are in that. This class is doing an amazing job with getting you to hone in on your mission. If you're watching this call and don't know what I'm talking about, message me or comment on this recording post and reach out, because it's something you're going to want to take part of to explode your business. So when you're getting crystal clear on your mission and your why and your vision, that builds confidence in what you're doing. And you don't want to come at it wishy-washy. You want to use strong and assertive language. I will be. I want. I am going to. Not, it would be nice if, or maybe one day this would be cool. That's not going to build your confidence. When you are thinking and reflecting about your mission, you have to be fired up. and use the strong language to show how fired up you are. And that creates confidence in itself. Confidence is about how you're thinking, but also what your body language and what your verbal language is like. I tell my husband, I want to help women love themselves, and I am going to change the world. Those are statements I use. Am I doing that? Yes. Could I be doing it more and better? And do I hope to grow it? Yes. But the key is to think of yourself in terms of, I have the potential to change the world, or whatever your mission or your value, your vision is for your business. And again, get a notebook, write it down and look at it. I'm so guilty of writing down my why, especially in the first year of my business. I wrote down my why and I glanced at it every now and then, but I didn't read it and I didn't feel it. I didn't connect with it. I just kind of glanced at it damn, I didn't hit Success Club. I'm sorry, my language is all over the place tonight. I didn't hit Success Club. Well, it's no wonder, because I wasn't focused on my mission. I was more focused on points and sales. So write that down, your mission, what you're going to be, with that strong language, and read it every day. Put it on a notebook or on a Post-it note, put it on your computer, put it on your phone as your the screen saver on your phone, whatever, to get comfortable with knowing that mission. So the third piece about growing your confidence is embracing your fears and your failures. They're part of it. They're part of the journey. We've all been scared about stuff, right? Everyone's been scared to do something, and everyone's probably failed at something. You're scared that you're going to say the wrong thing. You will. There's going to be someone that you totally blow it with because you word vomited all over them about Beachbody because you were so excited, and it happens. You're going to make mistakes. You will stumble and miss your goals that you set for yourself. You can have all the positive intentions and be in sync with the universe, and you're still going to miss goals. I was aiming to be a 2-star diamond by Summit. Well, the qualification for that ended June 15th or 16th, and I am not a 2-star. I missed that goal. But you know what? The actions I took during that period to try to get to that goal still moved me forward, both in the business and personally. And so that's not a failure. The failure is when you give up on your mission, or you give up on your own ability to live out your mission, if that makes sense. You're going to encounter obstacles that knock down your confidence. Like I said, one day it might be high, the next day it might be low. Say you find out someone unfriends you on Facebook. Who's had that happen? Has anyone discovered that somebody has unfriended them? You see them pop up in the people you might know, and you're like, hello? I've had it happen. And the first few times it's happened, I was crushed. I thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. These people don't like me. Now I'm losing friends. This is awful. And it snowballed. And finally, over time, it's taken me a while, but now I'm like, you know what? They weren't ready for me. It's okay. If they need me in the future, they'll come back to me. And if they don't, then I wish them well. Or you'll encounter people that say no to you and say, leave them alone. You'll encounter people who respond meanly and are like, no, I'm not interested. Stop messaging me. My coach Val has had a couple of responses that were stronger than necessary, and no thank you would have worked fine, but she got a little bit almost harassed and accused of things, and it hurts. It hurts you as a person. But that says a lot more about that person than it does about Val. And those setbacks like that, those knocks to your confidence, lead you to a confidence comeback. And the way to conquer that fear, the way to battle that break in your confidence is to do. I want you guys to write this down. Doing leads to learning, which leads to competency, which leads to confidence. So the way to get to confidence is to do. It's to take action. That action will help you learn. Your learning will help you feel competent in whatever it is you're doing, and that competency will grow your confidence. If you're scared to invite, push yourself to invite more. Find an accountability partner and do an invite challenge. If you're scared to host a challenge group on your own, get that event posted. Just post it. If you're scared to speak on a team call, raise your hand and ask a question. It doesn't have to be jumping off a 300-foot cliff right at the beginning. It can be a small step by raising your hand and asking a question. If you're scared to share your story, share small pieces of it until you're ready. Run it by a friend. Share it in your challenge group first. Take those little steps that move you forward. And then by doing, you'll learn, hey, people responded to this, which then makes you feel like, okay, maybe I do know what I'm doing, which then leads you to be, I'm good at what I'm doing. I'm on the right path. I'm doing good things. And that's the feeling that you want to have. And as a side note, let's talk haters for a second, okay? This has been an issue that's come up from time to time for me and for others I know in the business. And I had somebody post on a picture, I think I posted a picture of me on my treadmill, like just a workout post. And the comment was, I can see your ribs, eat something. And maybe that person is well-intentioned, but that raises all kinds of self-confidence issues inside me. Like, oh my gosh, do people think I'm unhealthy? Am I setting an unhealthy example? Do I look scary? Like, again, the thoughts, once you have that little tiny piece of feedback, those thoughts start to snowball. But you have to stay grounded and think, okay, what's going on here? Am I unhealthy? Nope, not at all. I know I'm not unhealthy. So why am I letting the opinion of somebody else who actually I don't even know? Why am I letting her opinion shake my confidence at all? Haters are all over the place. And sometimes it's our friends or our family members. They see you growing and changing and seeing results, and it raises issues with them, and it comes across as unsupportive and like haterade for you. It could be acquaintances. It could be strangers on the street that might, pass judgment on you. It could be from other coaches. It can be from within ourselves. Okay? But you have to treat all those haters with love and respond to them with love. And trust yourself and your opinion of you more than you trust their opinion of you. Even if they are a dear friend, even if it is your spouse, God forbid, that is sort of hating on you or doesn't like the way you eat or whatever it might be, you have to trust in yourself. And again, that comes with that confidence. As you build that confidence, it's so much easier to shake that off because it does say more about them than it does about you. You don't have to force your way on them or even engage with them. The woman who made the comment about my ribs, I replied back to her and said, totally always about healthy first. I just made a sort of a nice general comment so that she knew that I'm not, starving myself, or it's just the way my upper body looks. I'm at a healthy weight, and that's that. And let your actions and your energy speak louder than their fears and their doubts that they are projecting onto you. I'll give you a really good example about this, about being a hater for yourself. So I had mentioned to my coach, Brianne, that I wanted to get my website up and running. And it'd been something I'd been struggling with for a couple of months. I just hadn't made time for it. It overwhelmed me. And so while we were in Punta Cana together, we kind of talked about it. Well, then we got home, and I don't know, it was maybe a week or two later, she had her website started and was running with it. And it was amazing. And I was like, okay, do I hate on her? Because now she's got something that I've been so frustrated about that I haven't been able to get done. But she's my personally sponsored coach, and I want her to do well. So I was like, I'm not hating on her. Why am I upset about this? And I realized it was because I was hating on myself. I was upset with myself that I had taken so long and didn't make the priority to get this website done. And then I thought, okay, I can either use this as fuel to say it doesn't say anything less about me as a coach that I don't have my website up and running. You know what? I've been busy doing other stuff. I've been busy inviting or hosting my challenge groups or whatever else it might be. Having that confidence in myself kept me from spiraling about the whole website thing. And instead I thought, you know what? I'm going to treat her with love and be happy for her. And I'm going to treat myself with love and say, it's okay that I don't have my website up yet. I will get it up when it's my time, when I make it a priority. And I have a plan in place for it. But that's what I'm talking about. A lot of times we see what others are doing and we play the comparison game, and it knocks our confidence, not because you don't like what they're doing or you're not happy for them with what they're doing. Somebody's rank advancing faster than you, or somebody's hitting higher success club points, or they're higher up on the leaderboard than you are. It's so easy to play that comparison game. And that's really you hating on yourself. So don't do it. It will be so hard for you to grow your confidence if you're busy living in that negative space. All right. So how to be confidently you. Okay, we've talked about how to grow your confidence, right? But how do you be confidently you? Where's the you part of it? So the things that make you awkward and weird and a little bit off, embrace them. You know who does an amazing job with this? Jen Saltoris. She has coined hot mess mama better than anybody else I know. She lives it, she breathes it, she is accepted and is confident with herself that she's a hot mess. She knows she's a good mom. She knows she's a great health and fitness coach. And so she can share about being a hot mess mom and not being worried about what everybody's thinking about her. So find those things that make you a little awkward or a little weird or whatever they might be, and embrace that and run with it. And be okay with the idea that not everyone's going to like you and not everyone's going to connect with you. I've had a few people that I've messaged and, had conversations with about Beachbody. And then, because there's crossover with a lot of my personally sponsored coaches, they end up trying things with them or signing up from the challenge group through them. And you know what? That's okay. Because if someone connects better to a different coach, I want what's best for them. And I understand that I'm not everyone's cup of tea. If I were, that would mean I don't stand for anything. There's nothing unique about me. And so now when I see someone's unfriended me or things like that, I think, boy, are they missing out. Next. I don't even, think anything of it, because I'm okay with the idea that people might not like me or might not connect with me. You have to feel the fear and do it anyway. Like I talked about earlier, take baby steps if you have to. If you're scared to invite, it's okay. Start out with something small. Start out with a small goal and work your way up. If you're afraid to go live on your Facebook page, that's okay. Start by posting a video. And do the next thing, do a very short, super quick live video of your cat doing something crazy. And ease your way in and do, because the doing is what's going to move you forward, move your confidence forward. Again, it's doing and learning and feeling competent, and that's when confidence happens. Personal development. That's the answer for everything in our business, right? It's all about personal development. So if you haven't, or if you're struggling with confidence issues, You Are a Badass is a classic that I know most of us has probably already read. Jen Sincero has come out this year with You Are a Badass at Making Money, and I am about, maybe 2/3 of the way through that book, and it's just as good. So if you have blocks about money or feel like I have confidence issues with my ability to bring in a lot of money, that book, write it down. I recommend it. It walks you through some awesome exercises to get over that fear and your issues that you might have, deep-seated, way down issues that you have with money, how you might dislike and distrust money, but you want it and you feel guilty for wanting it and ashamed, all of that. It's great. A couple other books are The Confidence Code The Gift of Imperfections by Brené Brown is a good one. I've read that recently. Joel Osteen has several. You Can and You Will is a good one. And then I've heard that Jillian Michaels' Unlimited is good too, although I haven't read that one. But if confidence is an area you're struggling in, or even if you feel like, okay, I'm okay with confidence, continue to find personal development that will continue to build it for you or with you. Another way to be confidently you is get a confidence buddy. Pair up with somebody and use them to help you when you're struggling. If you're scared to make that post on Facebook and share your Transformation Tuesday or your Coach Life post, whatever it might be, message your buddy, send it to them and say, okay, I want to post this, but I'm freaking scared out of my mind. And they will give you the confidence that you need, and you do the same for them. Sometimes all you need is someone to say, you've got this, just do it. Another exercise that I love doing is to, if you have a certain fear one day, write that fear down, make it nice and big on a piece of paper, and tear that shit up. Okay? Tear it up. That physical act of taking that fear and that block to your confidence and tearing it to tiny pieces will make you feel awesome. It sounds so silly. If you've never done this, you're going to be like, okay, this lady's nuts. But I guarantee you, just that physical act of taking something either negative about yourself or something you are not confident in, like, for example, I am not confident in my ability to be a good coach, or whatever your confidence issue is that day. You take it, you crumple it up into tiny pieces, put all your energy into destroying that thought and that image, and you rip it up and tear it out and throw it away. You're going to be like, oh, that felt awesome. Last thing I want to say is keep a success list. Write down little successes and little wins that you have had. We all have them. Even if you are a brand new coach, you've either lost weight or seen success or felt better on Shakeology. If you've been a coach for a while, maybe you've signed a coach or two, even if they're discount coaches. Maybe you've helped other people lose a little bit of weight and feel better about themselves. And if you've been in the business a long time, you'll have a ton of these. Write them down. Keep a running list. Don't just write it on like this little thing. Like, don't write it on this little Post-it note. Take a big freaking notebook and call it My Success Book. And every time you get a message from somebody about how you've impacted their life and feedback from a challenge that just rocked and shows you all the ways that you're doing good and following your mission, that will help you when times are tough. Because they're still going to be tough. You're going to have dips in your confidence. You're going to have dips in your business where business is slow and nobody's responding and nobody's, you can't get anyone to join your challenge group and you're struggling. That success book, when you go back and read it, will refuel your confidence. Like, okay, I might suck this month, but look at all of this. I really have accomplished a lot. This is pretty cool. And my favorite, probably all-time quote that's on my vision board right now is, believe in yourself and all that you are, and know that there is something inside of you that's greater than any obstacle. That quote is everything I want to be. Every day I look at that quote and I tell myself, there is something greater inside of me that is bigger than any obstacle I will face today. So if that quote doesn't speak to you, totally cool. Find one that does. Put it on your vision board. Put it next to your mission statement, whatever that you're going to read every day. You need that positive, confidence-boosting statement as part of your daily life. All right, so that is what I have for you guys for today. So what questions do you have or experiences? Does anyone want to share something about confidence, whether it's something they're struggling with or something they want to say that they overcame? If you have any, just I've unmuted you, so go ahead. Anybody?
No.
Was that helpful?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you feel kind of fired up? Like, all right, I am going to tap into my most inner badass and start to rock my confidence.
Well,
Because I want you to rate yourself now. So you did it already before this call. Tomorrow, I want you to rate yourself. And then a week from now, I want you to rate yourself. And I want you to see that number go up. Because if you put in the work into doing, learning, being competent, then that confidence number will definitely go up.
This is Sarah over here.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi. Hey, I just did this today. I was struggling with a transformation post, and I belabored it, right, forever. And I'm like, okay, I copied and pasted it, and I sent it to my coach, Nicole. And I go, could you just tell me what you think of this? And she's like, this is awesome. This is great, blah, blah. So when you said like a confidence buddy, I think that's an awesome idea because I don't know why there's some things that I feel I can do really well, and other things it's like, I suck at it, or I question myself, or I fear, or whatever. So I missed the beginning part. You recorded this though, right?
Yep.
So.
I'll have it posted in the group later tonight so you can catch up on what you missed. But definitely the confidence bunny thing totally helps. Yeah, Corey, did you have something?
Yeah. Has anyone read The 4 Agreements?
No.
It's an awesome book, and it touches on a lot of the things that you just shared with us, like being impeccable with your word, not taking things personally. It's hands down an awesome, really quick read, and just really something to think about all the time. So
The 4 Agreements, it's called?
The 4 Agreements, yeah.
Okay, I'll have to look at that. Thank you, Corey. That's a great recommendation. I love it.
Of course. And then will you post all the books that you mentioned tonight?
Yes. Yep.
Okay,
I
perfect.
I know I ran through that fast.
That's just fine.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for getting on live. And if you are catching the recording, I hope this was super helpful for you. And I cannot wait to see how your confidence grows as you continue to put the effort into building it, right? Into doing, into getting over that fear and just embracing all that you are. I love you guys. Thanks so much.
Sharon, you're awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Good night.
Night.